All right, good morning. Welcome back to the Ahn Rho Project. This is the second of two live streams today, and I'm sitting here right now. Again, what you see is what you get. You take a look in the title. This is a logistical review, part 7. I've been holding these for almost about 1.5 to 2 years now. That's when I first started mine. And again, this is part of, this logistical review is to cover my entire unit as the chaos that has unfolded over the past 6 weeks to about 2 months. And that's what we're going to cover in this second live stream of today. As a part of the introduction, I will say this is the Ahn Rho Project. Once again, self-therapeutic multimedia project for me to solve the problems and challenges in my life, as well as to reach the goals and aspirations that I've set for myself in terms of a self-improvement process. It is many things, the Ahn Rho Project. It has many sub-series and involves a lot of domains of life. I use now a lot of analogies to describe it, such as a real-life game in modern sense. A real-life survival game. It's also a time capsule for me to look back on 30 years down the road. I've mentioned before, 1,000 days till death is a time management, prioritization, learning on the fly, because I haven't had that kind of background. I had to learn it, and I'm still learning by experience. So again, 1,000 days till death, the Human Encyclopaedia, philosophy and practice, pragmatism. So that's everything. That's a lot of, not everything. That's a small snippet of basically what the Ahn Rho Project is. And right now, we're going to hold one of the sub-series aside from item catalog. This is also a logistical review, and we're basically going to go through the entire room and see how things have changed, and we're going to run through everything. There are about 18 sections, 6 sections, 6 regions, and 18, I guess, groups of items I want to cover. So we're going to move slowly and just dive right into things. This is my unit that I'm actually renting out for about $450 a month. I'm living with basically 4 other tenants, or really 3 plus the landlord, myself being a tenant. And so I'm going to run through basically how things have gone to shit, because all this is actually very clean. If you look at my previous logistic review, maybe about 4 or 5 months ago, first of all this stuff was not here. All this clutter here, all that clutter here. 1 region, 2 region, 3, 4, maybe 5 here. Inside the closet is 6, and of course over here the office space 7. So everything, if you can take a look, it is absolutely hideous. It's actually a biohazard, I would say, because you can see that there's so much garbage accumulated. And again, part of the item catalog sub-series has to cover inventory management. So basically, anything that comes into my life, I catalog, I database it, and I take some photographs, put it on live stream, and then I can discard of it. Now, I mentioned in my previous stream just prior to this, so if you take a look, hashtag Ahn Rho, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you're watching this right now, live, I was just live about 5 minutes ago with my first live stream, and I said, there were about 30 to 40 mass, finance, relationships, employment, on and on and on, healthcare, all that kind of stuff, all just came together in the worst possible way. Everything went to shit in the past 6 weeks. And one of those things I had mentioned was the Wi-Fi went down. So I could not record all this garbage. And I've been holding it until now for 3 weeks. Sounds insane, sounds stupid, but that's that's something that I have to work on, and that's something that I need to improve on. So I finally managed to resolve it. I have Wi-Fi now, clearly, because I'm live streaming. So why don't we get started here? We're not going to talk about the Wi-Fi. That's for a next live stream down the road, maybe in the next couple weeks or so. Anyways, long story short here. So why don't we start with where we started the live stream. We had it facing towards all this garbage here. So I would say there's at least 3 different groups of categories here. We have grocery items, food packaging, obviously, grocery food packaging, snacks. We have some stuff here that's largely nutritional and health related in nature, some supplies. There's a lot of paper towels and stuff like that. So supplies, I would break it down by groceries and food items that I still have to use. So we have glucerna here, we have paper, we have paper towels, and then we have some workplace stuff here that's gone to hell. This is basically my bag that I bring to work, and it's broken down, it's completely run down and useless at this point. So 1, 2, 3, right? Just food, that's packaging, garbage, waste. We have here on the side here stuff that I've yet to use, groceries and supplies, and then we have here workplace stuff. So that's the first region. Usually I break down my logistical reviews by in terms of areas. I have about 7 areas here, 7 regions, so to speak. 1 is the office, 2 is this storage place, largely untouched. 3 is the closet, so A, B, and C. D would be this sort of area here, involving this sort of walkway area along the wall, as well as the flooring. But obviously I had to break that down for this logistic review part 7. You can see that region D should really be broken down to many different parts, because usually it's empty, but that's exactly where all the mess is right now, right? And then of course there's F and E at the back here, which are largely unchanged, which is the shelving unit here, and as well as the storage from university days. And then of course there's the bed, which we'll cover in a second there. But long story short, it's mostly region D here that's just been filled with a vast amount of grocery items, food packaging, waste, work-related items, work-related supplies, some medical equipment here that I have some nutritional supplements and business materials. I have more waste over there, clothing that needs to be stuffed. So let's move on from here to this side of region D. And what we have are, again, more packaging, more food. I used to break it down by food basics, price chopper, no frills, wherever I bought it from, but eventually it just got overwhelming. Like I said, no Wi-Fi for 3 weeks. Everything in terms of inventory just built up and accumulated. And so we have some food here. I would break it into 3 again. First thing I have to say, there's a lot of items here that are class 2 in nature, meaning from my caregivers, Mooncakes, stuff like that, that comes from my caregivers. We have grocery, food packaging, stuff that I purchased myself, and then we have this sort of waste and supplies that are medical in nature, comes from my workplace. I cut myself a lot when I'm working in the warehouse at my workplace, and so I brought some of this back here. We make masks, we manufacture PPE basically. Even before the whole COVID-19 pandemic, I've been working with them for over about 3 years now, and that's what we've been doing. So long story short, we have all that here. Okay, there's the laundry here that's yet to be done, so there's that. It's kind of prepared. We're gonna move on down here, okay, and just kind of going in a circle here. At the very back, you see that jacket needs to be washed. It's getting cold. Winter coming up. So one thing for sure, I need to start switching that up. That's not going to work anymore. It's about to go below 0 degrees Celsius. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but I got to swap that out. I got to swap out the gloves. So when I'm talking about that, I might as well talk about this too. So there's some kind of like a bandana that I use to cover my mouth, and I wear that over the blue mask right there, the blue pleated mask that I would get from my workplace. So it's like a double layer. And then, of course, there's also gloves. Too cold now. I use gloves that are typically just, very thin, kind of like the nylon gloves. Not nylon in nature. Nitrile? It's not nitrile. Do I have it here? I can't show it. It's probably over there somewhere, but I don't need to show it. We have basically all that clothing that needs to be switched out. I'll show you in the closet in a second. We have a more mess here, like I said. So what this has to do with is, it's been 2 months, right? So I cut my own hair. So there's a lot of hair here. And even my own nails, I had to cover that. It's all garbage. Those newspapers there basically hold all that stuff. I have to throw it away, dispose of it and today. And I'm going to say for a fact that this stuff here, by the way, is also class 2 nature from my caregivers. And on top of that, you see some food. So there's packaging, but there's also some shit there. There's a date. There's some material, some kitchenware. So there's a dish there, and that's class 2. That's from my caregivers. I need to wash that and return that to them. So with that being said, we're going to drop down here for a second. This is basically health and nutrition and business all in one, 3 different segments, domains of life, relationships, because, my caregivers, and then health. So they're having severe health problems, and I'm trying to bring them up to speed. In fact, bone infection, enlarged prostate, all that kind of stuff. And it's very severe, and I've been trying to, and then relationships, obviously, we have a very broken family dynamic. It's not even a family, it's like 3 strangers in one house. So I mentioned that before. Long story short, it's still my responsibility and my obligation. I'm grateful for them. And so I still have for, food, shelter when I was young. And so long story short, I'm trying to get them a job. I'm trying to join this business so I can bring them nutrition to help them recover. And this is a part also as well. I want to do nutrition as well because there's a lot of products here that I'm experimenting with my own body. On the very floor here, we have some more stuff. That's just stuff I brought from downstairs, especially this I have to cover. I'll just throw this away. Basically, this was a whole bag of at least 20 apples right here from a fellow business partner. And I have to throw it away now because it's starting to rot. But long story short, thank goodness I ate most of it. I ate all 20 apples except for that one, and I threw away one. But there's some garbage here once again. So we covered about four here. One thing here I have to mention very quickly, and it's very it's crazy that I have to mention this, but I take it for what it is. I literally shat myself outside after work yesterday. It's crazy. I have never. That's my first time ever having that experience since I was like, you know, a young kid. You know, you shit yourself, and then yeah, your parents had to come clean you up or something like that. Like this time, I was sitting outside. It's cold, it's freezing, but I'm trying to eat something because I eat a meal, so that I can take my supplements. It has to be taken with food, and then you know, a wasp flies into my face, into my food, as I'm about to take a bite. And then I literally just, you know, I stand up and it was the strangest thing. I have never experienced that, but it takes the real phrase shitting yourself to a whole new level. You have this food, this bag of clothing here. Basically, I have to toss that out. There's no way I'm going to reuse underwear. I'm going to just throw it out. I have no idea what the hell happened. That's the first time I had it in like 20 years. I've never... You shut yourself. What the fuck? I don't know, man. So, and then the pants have to be washed, so I'm going to do the laundry today as well. Inside this closet. So region, you know, C is a very comedic story, I guess. But long story short, I mentioned that at the back there, the clothing there that's too weak for winter, yeah, it's weak sauce. Okay, so we're gonna get some weak sauce. What the fuck? Anyway, we have some clothing in here. Long story short, I'm gonna start wearing. It's like a large leather jacket. It's not like a leather jacket, but it's large. Like I mean leather in the sense that it's made of material that is like a windbreaker. You know, it doesn't allow the wind to seep through your body. So I have to switch that out. Get a scarf. Get a pair of thicker gloves to replace the thin gloves I was speaking of. Over here is largely unchanged, but I do have to mention in the backdrop inside that closet. Inside the closet, aside from the jacket over there, very important, down here there's a box, a crate with plastic bags. Inside those plastic bags are equipment from at least the past 4 years. Those plastic bags contain some gifts, but I have to take the plastic bags out because I want to use them. This workplace bag I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, it's going to the garbage. It's completely tattered. I can't use it anymore. I'm trying to get rid of the garbage, so I'm going to try to use up the plastic bags that just have been accumulating inside that closet region. So that's another thing. So that's sort of D, E, F, G, you know, I mean, region D is here, right? Huge mess. C, the closet, you know, that's just some stuff. And finally, A, region A, you can see again, lots of food. I would break it down to 3 things: lots of packaging, lots of garbage, lots of waste. There's a lot of even administrative stuff, but I can't really get to that. I've at least scanned most of that stuff and uploaded onto my, you know, my laptop and also onto cloud. But long story short, the major things here that I have to cover, you can see there's that Quaker oatmeal, that bowl there. There's also another bowl here. So this one is for my caregivers. I have to return to them. I haven't been using, I'm not supposed to be using their stuff. We have here my own stuff, my own bowls and stuff like that, my own containers of water containers that I have to wash out and rinse and reuse. And we have all this garbage here that's been cluttering up. Once again, couldn't cover it, could not get rid of the waste because my Wi-Fi went down, couldn't do the live stream, and so I had to hold on to that. So long story short, that's about, you know, 18 different, I guess, groups of items, and I'm just circling around here. The last thing here, the bed here, I have to wash the bedding. So with that being said, this is the Ahn Rho Project Logistic Review. I'm running out of time, and I'm going to end it off right here. Thank you for tuning in. Catch you in the next live stream, either today, later today, or tomorrow morning. Yeah, Ahn Rho Project. See ya.